I thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. One take. I can't, I'm not going to be able to do this twice. So, who is controlling you? I asked that because I had to ask myself, who is controlling me? So it's a weird way to start things, but you have to ask yourself that, and then you have to ask yourself, how come you're not where you want to be, even though you've tried to pursue something or you're thinking about something. But at the end of the day, let me ask, because I had to ask myself this. Are you facing everything and rising? Or are you looking at false evidence appearing real? We're going to talk about fear. This has been put on my heart a few times, and then someone brought it up to me the other day, and that's just how I knew. I didn't know exactly how I was going to come about doing this. I didn't expect it to be out here where I'm at. I have no water, so I'm gonna do this quick, but I've got to do this now. The only reason you are hearing my voice is because I decided I was no longer going to live in fear. And if you know what that's like, then you understand why this is such a big deal. And it's not like, oh, I'm fearful of people or I'm scared of shit. No, see? That's something else. See, the kind of fear I'm talking about is when you know that you want to do something so bad, and it's so outside of the norm that you're scared as hell, and it's holding you back. Like, it's so out the box and out the norm, you think it's crazy as hell, but it makes sense at the same time. But you're gonna walk right up to the line and see what you can, how good you can push, and then you just let one small something take you back, and it's you blame it on whatever, one thing or another. But it sets you back. It sits you down. Or it's something as simple as, if I move how I'm led to move in a way that just my heart enjoys this, will I even be able to survive? Because we're all trying to live. This is reaching ears, young, old. We're all trying to live. And we all have something that we're doing every day. And a lot of us are doing stuff that we don't even feel like doing. We're someplace we don't want to be. We're God knows, we hate the job we're at. But we got to be here, because if we're not here, we can't. We don't want to be out on the streets. When it's just you, or you and someone else that you hold tight, and it's y'all against the world, or it's you against the world, you're scared to just say, fuck this job that's guaranteeing giving me a paycheck, being here full time, overtime, all the time. Let me dial back. Let me stop for a damn minute. Let me stop for a minute. Let me actually try, I don't know, doing what makes me feel good for a little while. And I know some of y'all are like, well, she can just say that. Very, very few people who hear this know where I'm at in life right now or know my situation. But no, this was not easy for me. This was not easy for me. My mentor, one of the things she teaches is that your word changes worlds. I need to let that sink in for you the way that shit sunk in for me. Your word changes worlds. What are you telling yourself every day? And then what are you telling people every day? So, you're hearing my voice because someone literally told me to my face, your voice needs to be heard. And I'm coming at you literally. I'm sitting in my car in an Albertsons parking lot in North Las Vegas. It's hotter than a mofo, and I'm sitting here talking into my phone. I just found out about the little tiny mics for my phone. That's how unprepared for this I was, but how much just doing this, when I say it, terrified me. Even to get to the point till I'm able to do this terrifies me. Like the first step I took, fear, when I say fear overtook me, when I lived by myself, it was literally paycheck to paycheck and not even to the other paycheck. And I was working all the time at an auto parts store. And then I just heard, just as you're hearing my voice, because I don't know how clear this is to you, I heard, you need to quit your job. I started crying and laughing at the same time, and I was like, what? But at the time I was hearing this, I had found a mentor, and I was learning how to tap into my divine feminine, how to tap into who I am, and how to tap into the universe. When you move as false evidence appearing real, you're going to move in ways that's going to end up making you mad as hell. Just mad. And you're going to tell yourself, well, I should have been doing this instead. And a couple years down the road, well, I could have been doing this. I could have been doing that. Like, I took some classes in interior design, early 2000s. What am I? Early, before 2010, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, before 2010. And I'm going through everything. And where I was at in the sticks, it was like time for the next level of the course, and it needed AutoCAD, and I didn't have AutoCAD. I couldn't afford AutoCAD. I didn't know anybody who had AutoCAD, so I just stopped. And years down the road, thinking, I'm like, I could have been doing this interior design, because it's 5-6 years later, and I'm looking at some of this trash that I'm looking at, like I designed better than that for my damn class. Like, this is trash. And then I kept telling myself, oh, everything is all on AutoCAD these days. Nobody wants pencil and paper because it's the energy and the feel. And I found out that that's what I like so much of you drawing this thing hand to paper. I love that because I feel like I can see the lines. But I let that fear just stop me and say, I don't even want to do the AutoCAD. I don't want to just loosely draw anymore like I used to, because I used to draw blueprints in my spare time. I don't want to do that. I could put that on Fiverr, but that would require me to have a lot of time not to be working, and I'm still going to work every day, working for someone else. Fast forward to the auto parts store. Well, in between that and the auto parts store, I found my mentor. When things change in your life, things change in your life. And when Spirit brings it to you and you know that it's good, Spirit will let you know that it is good and it is for you, because you will feel it. You will feel it. I went with that feeling. And then we get to the auto parts store. Spirit told me that I would know when, and I'm just like, okay, I'm freaking out all day. I had sat in the bathroom crying for like 30 minutes. Excuse me. For like 30 minutes. Because, I'm freaking out. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I'm emptying a pallet, and I hear this as if someone's standing right there. I'm just like, I know what it is. I feel it. You're in my mind, my mortal mind, I'm like, you're asking me to become homeless. But in my other mind, you're asking me to step and face everything and rise. The first step is just to even recognize that you're in fear of that is a huge thing. That's a huge thing all in itself. What helped me was having a mentor, going to classes, going to webinars, reading, taking a lot of time, shadow work, which is sitting with yourself, asking yourself the hard questions, and knowing within yourself where you are flawed. Because if you think you are not flawed, you're probably one of the most flawed. We're all flawed. But we have to understand, though, we're all gods, goddesses. I move in the divine feminine. And I didn't move like this. Even when I heard it that I needed to quit my job the first time, I did not move in this. You have to know that when you hear it, that it has heard you, that your word has reached worlds, and they're trying to talk to you. So when you hear something that challenges your fear, that thing that you're afraid of, that you don't want to leave your job because you're afraid of being damn homeless because you're all you got. You're all you got. You literally don't even, it isn't even paycheck. It's paycheck to a couple days. And it'll, whatever happens, you'll figure it out. One of them things. When you hear it, you have to know that it hears you, and it wants for you the same thing you want for yourself, and you don't even know fully what you want for yourself. But I promise you, the universe does. Spirit does. All you need to do, just put a little trust in your source. Spirit, God, universe, however, Buddha, that thing greater than you that gives you that this feels so good feeling. Just trust your source and then trust your decisions. Sometimes it seems like it literally seems, and I speak from experience. Sometimes it seems like you're being asked to, you're literally wanting me to sail myself out into the middle of the ocean, poke a hole in my little bitty rowboat, get rid of my oars, food, water, and just sit here, and you're telling me it's going to be straight. I'm going to be straight. Is that what you asked me to do? It seems like that sometimes. But let me tell you something. You may get out there and you may hear that Spirit has told you, throw them oars away. You throw them away. You're like, oh, okay. You know, the waves will carry me. The wind has got me. I'll go somewhere. I don't know where. I don't see nothing. Why you at it though? I'm gonna need for you to give your whatever you brought out here with you. Just get rid of that. Just get rid of that. You feel like it's the right thing to do. You feel so strong. You know that it's right, but looking around, you're like, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. You want me to kill myself? But you do it anyway. Then you hear, now I'm gonna need for you to break off that little bench you got. Get that nail out. Break that board off. Poke a hole in your boat. Do that for me. You hesitate poking the hole in your boat. But you're floating along. You hesitate poking the hole in your boat. You're floating along. Every now and then you'll see an island in the distance. And just as you think the current is carrying you that way, it carries you away from there. You're like, what the fuck? Spirit is patient, telling you, poke a hole in your boat. You feel like you have nothing left to lose. You feel like, you know what? It's just me anyway. It's just me anyway, right? It's just me. Fuck it. I'll poke a hole in this boat and we'll see what happens. I've been following Spirit up till now. I've been doing everything else up until now. I've been talking to Spirit every day. Spirit's talking back, Spirit has been sustaining me with no food, and I don't have to drink this crazy ass water, and it's been months. I'm still alive. I don't even know how I'm alive. And I'm healthy alive. I don't even know how this is, but you trying to kill me. And you see what the problem is already? You haven't realized that this whole time you stepped out of fear and Spirit has kept you alive. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You're so much worried about the big things Spirit is asking you to do. You're not noticing the little things the Spirit is asking you to do that you've just done, and Spirit has sustained you. The universe has sustained you. Your ancestors have sustained you. Because you've talked to them a little bit every day. You've given thanks. That you still feel healthy. That you're still rolling in the current. You ain't got no oars, but you're still moving. You're not sitting still in the water because you keep seeing these islands, and you feel like you can even get close enough to jump out the water and swim over there, but no. The current suddenly turns. And in that one time, Spirit has told you so many times, poke a hole in your boat, man. You just feel like you have nothing left to lose now. You poke a hole in your boat. You're just like, fuck it, I'm out here. Not realizing you're the best you've ever felt. You feel more full than you've ever felt. Not even noticing any of that. You're just noticing that Spirit wants you to poke a hole in your boat and kill yourself. That's what your mind is thinking. And you're not noticing everything else, so you say, fuck it, you poke a hole in your boat. The moment you poke a hole in your boat, you go through a fog. And within seconds, the fog clears and you're on the shores of an island. Now, let me ask you, was it just time for that to, eventually you were going to run into something, eventually. But I didn't say you didn't run into an island. I said you were on the shores of an island. Now, are you just going to, it was bound to happen eventually. Or if you just let go and face everything and rise, what you were wanting and needing will manifest right before your eyes. You have to ask yourself that. And fear comes in levels, man. Fear comes in levels. Like, it's so easy for me to talk to people face to face. If you've ever had a conversation with me face to face, then you know. That's, I love talking to people because I feed off of energy, but Spirit talks to me all the time. Like, I walk around with a notebook because I don't know when Spirit is going to give me stuff. And Spirit is definitely giving me some stuff, and I've moved in fear, and Spirit has let me know. I've reread some of this, and man, Spirit has let me know. There comes a time when you have to say that this is false evidence appearing real. This isn't even real shit that's looking like it's real. So fake, okay. So instead of dealing with a false sense, because that's a false sense of reality. What you tell yourself is your reality. It's that old saying, whether you can or you can't, you're right. So why are you telling yourself you can't? You have backing. You have beings and people on all realms behind you that you may or may not even know about. Hell, as long as you know that you got you, there should be no false evidence. As long as you know that you got you, there should be no false evidence appearing real. Because when you sit with yourself, when you are honest with yourself, when you do the shadow work and you have to decide, man, you have to decide that enough is enough. I'm not going to keep being like this. I'm not going to keep moving like this. I'm not going to keep settling for this. I'm not going to keep, because this is not working for me. When you decide that your greater you is better than your current you, you'll get fed up. And you'll decide that you want more, so you're going to do more. You're going to find ways to make it work. And I say that because I promise you, these are things that I've told myself. I've beat myself up over the years because I just haven't moved a certain way. I hadn't done things that I know I am 100% capable of, because I said, well, there's a lot of people doing this, or nobody is going to listen to me, or it's going to be too hard to do this. And me coming from this background, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to have this kind of backing to help me get started doing this. But I was looking in the wrong place. I was looking in a mortal world for everybody else to back me off of what I thought I couldn't do, when I didn't sit down with myself and ask myself, so what can you do? It can be anything, something big, something small. What can you do? What do you want to do? Now tell the universe what you want. Tell the universe what you want to do. Don't tell the universe, I'm a piece of shit. Delete. Because the universe is going to be like, is that what you want to feel like, man? Like, I know you better than that, but it's shit, man. If that's what you want to feel like, these are your words. I'm going to give you what you asking for. So if you keep telling yourself you a piece of shit, why should I give you opportunities to make you better if you're not going to see the better in it? If you're not going to see the greatness in it? If you're working at McDonald's thinking you're a piece of shit and a lowlife and you deserve that job, but you think that you could be a CEO of a company one day, or you could be running an executive office, but you think that you're a piece of shit, how does that make sense? You've told yourself that you're nothing, but you believe you can be everything. Make what you tell yourself what you believe. If you believe you can be greater, tell yourself you are better, and tell yourself you are greater. Tell yourself what you want yourself to be, and therefore you're facing everything and you're rising. What you tell yourself in the mirror may not be what you are right now, but damn it, you'll start to believe it, and that's how you're going to move subconsciously. Fear is debilitating. It is. I know. Oh, I know. I know. But I promise you, just a little step is good. Like, it was so fearful to me to have you hear my voice. But doing this, it just, it makes me feel so good, because I know someone is going to hear this and it's going to resonate with them. Or if not with them, they hear somebody else in this and they're going to let them hear it too, and it's going to change somebody. My words are changing worlds. We've come full circle. And I started with my own world, my own worlds. I did the little things, because overcoming fear takes steps. Because I promise you, it is a marathon. I'm still in it. It takes steps. But I went from my word changing my world, and now I'm using my word to change worlds. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate y'all listening, and y'all be easy.